friends, welcome to this new channel, Southern Yankee Beauty. If you are brand new stopping by, I also do have a main channel called Southern Yankee, which is fashion and lifestyle, and Southern Yankee Beauty came from the desire for women over 40 to really learn how to feel more beautiful and do their makeup. I'm not a makeup artist, so I just share what works for me, and I do love color. So today I am creating a beautiful fall pumpkin spice look. Here is a little sneak peek. This is not the best lighting. You'll see the best lighting when I do the look. I am going to, I'm going to add this Nabla gloss. That's something that I just realized I had in my purse. But so we did use this Nabla palette. You're going to see this in action. This is the Nabla Cutie palette. Beautiful, beautiful colors in here. We used on the lashes, Moxie lashes. These are a magnetic lash, and I'm really liking them. You get about 30 uses or so out of them. For some of the blending, because there's no real light shades in that Cutie palette by Nabla, I did use a couple of the top shades from the Viseart Pro palette just to blend the edges here. Not with me right now, but I did use the Hourglass ambient lighting powder. I used the powder, the bronzer, the highlight, and the blush to do the base makeup. As far as foundation, I actually did my concealer first, which is an old school way of doing it, something your mothers would do. I know a lot of you put your foundation down and then you do your concealer, but I have a lot of breakouts right now, so I did my concealer first and then I put my foundation on. So I have the Shiseido concealer, I have a high-end concealer and a drugstore foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour, really great. Mine's in the shade 411, so you'll see that in action. I don't know that you'll see me putting this on because I don't think I had the camera. I might have, a little bit of the camera might have been on when I was putting that on, but not during application. And then on my lips, I'm using the new melted, Too Faced melted matte lipstick in the shade Cinnamon Bun. This is the new one for this season. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and put this beautiful Nabla gloss on. Look at how pretty the top of this is. So let's see if I can read the color. Renaissance. So I am gonna put that over. I can't wear matte lipsticks too long. I always have to add a gloss, even though for my aging skin, it would be better for me to wear matte because it wouldn't go up into the fine lines in my lip. I like the look of a gloss with it better, and I like the feel of a gloss better. So we have Nabla on the eyes now and the Nabla gloss on the lips. So stay tuned because the full try-on of all the items is coming up, and then I'll be back at the end really to talk about the eye look with you at the very end and what I think about the Nabla palette. We're gonna do a pumpkin spice kind of look today because I'm going to the pumpkin farm with the grandbaby, my daughter, and her, and Ella, her boyfriend's daughter. And so I just put some foundation or some concealer, and that was the Shiseido concealer right here because I have a massive breakout down here and really bad bags today. So I took a thing under my eye and it still doesn't get all the color out. I took like a makeup remover. I'm just going to use this like Pro palette here. We're going to go into this light shade and I'm just going to get some powder on it and then we're going to get to work because it's a little sticky. It just gives me a little smoother working surface. And I'll do my foundation after. Brush is this. I don't like it so much. I think it's a crown brush. Not loving this brush. All right. Where's one of my favorite brushes? Okay, so really today we're mostly going to use this Nabla palette, but this is the lightest shade for like a crease color, and I do want to go in a little bit lighter to begin with like this shade here. in the Pro palette. So I'm going to just start laying this down. I wanted to share something with you guys. So Angie Hot and Flashy has a set of brushes for aging or hooded eyes that I really want to get. And apparently it has soft bristles so that it doesn't pull your skin. Well, I was thinking about that, and I can't afford to get it right now, but I was thinking about, do I have any brushes that are the same and don't pull my skin? And I do. My rougher brushes, whatever this is made of, is so soft. And you can, let me pull you in. You can see when I do this that it doesn't move my skin a whole lot, versus if I took, where's that brush I didn't like? This brush, watch what it'll do to my lid. See how it's moving? I'm not pressing, I'm just doing the same amount of pressure, and it moves the skin all over. Whereas this one is so gentle on your skin. It still moves the skin a little, but nothing like what we're dealing with. So, when you're looking for eye brushes for over 40 women, we have more loose skin on our eyes. We just do. And the last thing you want to do is just, constantly stretch that skin while you're doing your makeup. So either use the rougher brushes. They're having a huge sale right now, so you can get a huge discount. There's I think a 4-piece eye set on there for I think it's $72 in the concept store, and all they want you to do is give a review, and you can get those for $72. It's a huge discount. So I'll link the rougher store and the concept store below. But I was thinking about like what brushes, until I can get Angie's, are the best brushes for me, and I was like, it's these hands down. I'm missing a couple of them, and I think my cat took them off somewhere, so I need to find them because they're my most favorite brushes that I own. And I know she took them. Here's one of them. But I have a whole set of them, and I have washed all of them recently. Here's one. It's a littler one. So here's 3, but I have like another one like this, but it's more pointed, and I really like it to get into the crease, and that one's missing. So this one, I washed this, but this is good for like under the eye. It's like a pencil getting in here if you want. This one is good if you have small eyes because it's a smaller amount, and you can just kind of come in here and just get the inner corner. But I really like the other one because it had a much more kind of tapered. The kitty must have taken it away. Oh, she's been knocking everything off, that little cat, off of here and taking it, and I find it in all kinds of random spots. So I'm just going to stay with the same brush that I've been using, but I'm going to go into the Nabla palette. This is the Cutie palette, and I'm going to go into this shade here, which is Contact Sheet, and we're going to deepen up that crease now. We're going to start making it more pumpkin-y. I'm looking, hopefully you can see well, I'm looking down and using the mirror that came with the palette too. I would say these are pretty good shadows, and I love this one. I love this color story a whole lot. I boogers. I really love it. I wouldn't say that these are the best shadows I've ever used. I think they're made in Italy, but they're good. And they're reasonably priced. They're not too bad. I'll link this one for you. If you're looking for a good fall palette, this is it. But like I said, you saw me have to dip out just to go and to lay down a little bit of a lighter transition shade. You could just do this as a transition shade. It's fine. I just was being picky. But they blend nice. I mean, but this brush has a lot to do with how well everything is blending as well. So there's that. Now I'm going to take that smaller, rougher brush. This is a rougher, that one what I was using is a rougher 27. I think I have a 15 or 16, and that's what I can't find over here. This one is, this one is a Morphe. I have one of these in a rougher, but this one is a Morphe M456. So now I'm going to take this dark room shade right here, and we're really going to kind of darken up. And this is not a matte, so it's kind of got like a satiny finish, but we're going to come in here and we're going to just smoke out and give ourselves a little bit of color. I'm going in light, but I'm going to give ourselves a little bit of color here in the outer corner. So you can make a V like from here to here. Like if you want to pull it out to make like a V shape. I typically don't do much of a V shape. I usually do more of a rounded shape. And if you don't know how to do like the shape you want and you go off the edge and you don't like what's happening, you could just take this and pull it up like that to give you a little bit of a cleaner line when you're done. So don't really worry about that too much in the beginning. Pull that over just a little. See how much that's actually this pulls my skin a little bit. This one is actually not that bad, this Morphe brush. And we still got to do our foundation, so that's another thing that will clean up our edges if we don't get it perfect, right? And I'm going to go in with this Viseart to this shade here. And I am going to just clean up that edge right there, right here, on both sides. I'm going to go along the edge with this really pretty light shade and soften everything up top. This side always works out better. But this side is always not swollen. And this side, you can see the difference. This side's really swollen. I always sleep on this side, so we always get a bit of swell over here. But it's okay. It's okay. All right, so now I'm gonna actually take this color next, same brush. I'm gonna take this color, which is Camera Roll, and I'm gonna put that kind of like right here. As well. Now I'm going to go in with my finger to overexpose. This is one of the most beautiful shades in this palette. And we're going to put that on the lid. It's got peach and gold. I mean, it's a stunning, stunning shade. Going right up into the crease with it. And then melding it right in with those outer shades that we use. So it just sort of melts. But the sparkle is, can you guys see how pretty the sparkle is? Depending on which way you look, you'll see gold, you'll see the orange shade. It's so beautiful. Like I said, it's one of my favorite shades. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna take that Rephr pencil brush that I showed you guys and go into 35mm, this gold shade. We're gonna put that in the inner corner and we're gonna pull it up into that pretty gold. For me, I like to really put this highlight like right up in here because it really, once you have lashes and liner on, this opens up your eye. I do use a lot of liner. A lot of people are controversial about like, you use too much black liner. I do, but I also have very large eyes, and so I can pull it off, where if you have very small eyes, do not use a lot of liner because it will close your eye off. It closes mine off a little bit, but but I have big eyes, so I can carry it. If you have small eye space, then do not use a lot of like liner under your eye, and also maybe tight line on the top if you're going to use liner up there. I'm going to take this gold and just pop a little up here. My eyes look like a bunch of like fallen leaves, all the different shades. So pretty. So, so pretty. Okay, before we do any more, I have to do my foundation. So let us do that. We're going to just use our L'Oreal today. This, I have it in the shade 411. All right. I found that as I've gotten older too, using less foundation is actually working better for my aging skin. I'm having the weirdest texture on my skin. It's thinning now that it's getting older, and it's really difficult to, like if I get acne, my acne is healing super slow. That's also because I have not been able to eat meat since I got sick in May. Because my taste and scent is back, but it's distorted. So I just noticed that. So I am going to put a little bit more down where I have this down here, and then we're gonna powder as well. I can't get rid of all of it, but you know, this L'Oreal, I wouldn't say is a heavy formula either. It's like, I think it's a nice formula. It's the 24-hour fresh wear, infallible fresh wear, and it's one of my favorites for a drugstore brand. All right, so I do want to go in. I'm going to go in with the Fenty powder, and I'm just going to set a face, just so it's not sticky. I have black leggings on today. So I just moved my legs open so that I'm just going really around the perimeter of my face, because I still got to do contour or blush and bronzer. So maybe right here too. Okay, so now let's get to the bottom. I don't know what brush this is. It says Dainty Cosmetics, so it's just a cheapo brand. But I'm going to start with this lighter shade. This is the Contact Sheet shade. And I'm going to just kind of brush it along the bottom of the entire lash. I look at my videos when I do my makeup videos, and I'm like, gosh, I'm so old. When I start like the makeup, I mean, I got so many wrinkles, and I just keep going over it. And then when I get to like the final look, like right now, you're going through it, and this eye is going to be worse, going over all these wrinkles. But then when I get to the final look, I really like it. I don't look as old anymore like I do when I have no makeup on. So don't be afraid like, oh, I'm wrinkly, so I can't use the makeup. You can. Maybe you don't do as much as me. Now, what this does down here, it's like a nice uniform look for your eye. Like it really encases your eye in color, the whole thing. It can draw out this, like browns for blue eyes can really draw. It'll draw the blue out, make the blue darker. But also it makes your eyes look a little wider and more awake if you put a little color. You don't have to go as ham as me either. I love color, so I tend to go a little bit heavier. You do not need to do that, friends. You can put the tiniest bit of color under your eyes, and I bet you would get an effect that you would really like. Another cheapo brush, I'm taking this little bit of a darker orange shade, and we're gonna just sort of put that here a little bit closer to the lash line. And I can blow all of this out even more. I'm going to actually stick, do I have a, yeah. All right, so now I'm taking, this looks like something Bedro. It wore off. I don't know what this is. So I'm taking Darkroom, which is our darkest shade that we used. And I'm just going to use this and just run it right up against where the lashes are. Now you can use this as a liner as well, so that you don't have to actually put any liner on your eyes. I'm getting powder on my contact. You could pull this up a little bit if you wanted. Now I know that looks messy. We're gonna fix it up a little bit in just a bit. Oh, that was probably way too much. So I just made a mess. Okay, so all we're gonna do, sometimes I wipe it all the way up. Sometimes I just take this and pull it, and then let's see if we can do this one. Yep, it'll pull it up to a nice little point. For me, it kind of wears off during the day anyway. Like that's a little too high. So I'm just going to get rid of that. So there, we still have the lift, and I don't have, like, it's not as bad. Now, what you can do is you can just take one of your blender brushes here, like something soft, and blend it in. So you don't, you know, kind of, it'll just sort of soften that a little bit. There. All right. Now, so that's really our final look. I am going to put liner and lashes on. I'm probably also going to do, like, some falsies today, because we're going to be taking a lot of photos and snaps at the pumpkin patch. So I'd like my photos to show my eyes off. I like doing my eyes because for me, I want to draw the attention up here. I don't have the best teeth, and so until I can afford to get them all fixed, we're going to draw things up here, okay? So I actually have to put, to put these on, I just dropped them. I have to put this black liner on, which is a magnetic liner, to put them on. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Aurora brown liner and just give myself a start, and then I'll put that, on. I don't know if I can do this right here. Let's see. Just something so that I can follow with the magnetic liner. It's and just to kind of cover up where it's going to be, because that magnetic stuff is, in my opinion, a little hard to get off. And if it gets in your eyelash, I had it in my eyelash for 3 days, no matter what I did to take it off. So it's a little annoying, but it's also easier to use. The eyelashes are so much easier to put on when you have the magnetic liner on. All right, that's fine, because I'm going to be putting lashes on. All right, so the magnetic liner is this stuff, and it's kind of like thick and goopy. See, it's like thick and goopy. So I'm going to do this off camera, otherwise I'll make a mess of my face. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, there are the lashes. They're just this Moxie lashes in Sassy Lash, and I put them like here over, so it would really just open up the outside of the eye. Really beautiful. I'm just going to go ahead because it is here, I think. Where did I stick it? I have Jouer blush, but I want to use my Hourglass because a lot of you I've been using it in the last couple of videos. I know a lot of you guys are thinking about whether or not this is something you want to purchase. So I want to wear it a bit for you and give you guys ample opportunity to see how it looks on my skin. Now, my skin has become dry in recent months since I stopped taking my birth control. And no, I'm not trying to get pregnant, just if anybody's wondering. We are done with that. We have 5 adult children. What is this? What was that? Guess something I didn't wipe in? I don't know. Got some makeup on me somehow. So what I do is I just take this down to where the corner of my eye meets, and then you pull it up. So And that's how I do my, because this one I probably came down a little too far, but you just want to come down to where the corner of your eye is, and you're doing bronzer. And if you have a small forehead, you actually don't need to bronze your forehead, friends. I just have a little bit of a wider forehead, so we're going to do it. Now, see how there's a line there? That will go away once we powder at the end, okay? All right, so now we need to do the blush. And I like both of these blushes a lot. I usually just mix them. They are more like of a pinky brush, and because I want to keep the application up towards here as well, I am going to use a smaller brush. If you use a fluffy brush, you're going to get this whole area. If you do a whole area like this and get all up in here, which I still might, I have a very narrow face, and since I've been losing weight, I'm noticing it's getting skinnier and skinnier. So if I do it like all over, it will give me a little bit more of a fuller look. If you want a more sculpted, where you can really see that up, you want to just concentrate that color up in here. You can go right up in here. You can blend it down a little bit to your contour. Someday I'll show you how doing your blush in different spots can change the look of your face. If you guys are interested in that, it's really quite interesting. But sometimes I end up just doing like the whole thing because I make a mistake, or like I usually make the mistake on this side. This is like my bad side. Like I came probably a little bit over with that. I do want a little bit of color. I'm going to take the lighter shade and just put that on the cheeks. Just a little bit, because I do have such a skinny face, so you kind of saw what it looked like when it was up, and now you're seeing the fuller look. Now I'm gonna take I needed more of a dense brush. This one I think is from Alamar Cosmetics. I'm gonna take the powder in here, the setting powder, and come up in here and just go over any harsh edges, and just gives it such a much more seamless finish. And we still have got to do the highlight. This has the highlight in here is a pretty natural highlight. Now here I'm just going to set the T-zone. If you like a gentle, it's like it shows up highlight, but it's not like in your face. So I'll show it to you, and then I'm probably going to add more. All right, so here's the highlight right here. See, it's just beautiful. It's got some kind of a technology in it that just is supposed to reflect the light in the exact right place for your face. So you can put, you can kind of put it wherever you want. We're going to put it right there. And on the nose. Sometimes I'll put a little bit up here. Oh, I forgot to do this. I don't think I did it up here by my bronzer to soften those lines like I said we were going to do. So there's the face complexion done. Now I'm going to take this Saint Luxe liner and line the lips. This is kind of like a brown liner. It's not my favorite. It tugs. And you want something that glides a little bit better. There we go. And then for my finish, I'm going to use the Melted Matte Too Faced. This is, I think, this year's new one called Cinnamon Bun. It's so, so pretty. It's so pretty, guys. And there we go. We are pretty much finished. I don't have any setting spray up here, but we are finished. I just got to put some earrings in and find some setting spray, and we're good to go. So that is it. So we'll talk about the products in a minute, but I hope you enjoyed this eye look, and you can 100% create it. Again, I created it with the Nabla Cutie palette and the Viseart palette. I really just use like a couple of the shades up here for the Viseart. Mostly everything could be done here. And you don't need this one if you are getting this, so you can create this look almost exclusively. I just more used it to blend things out a little bit, to blend edges out. And I find that that's an easier beginner style to like clean up your edges if you're not an expert blender like I'm not. I like to use those lighter shades to blend them out. So let me know what you guys think about this look. I'll be back in just a second. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that eye look. A fun pumpkin spice, perfect for the season. In fact, we are going to the pumpkin patch today with the grandbaby and my bonus grandbaby and my daughter, and so I wanted to look the part today. We're going to be taking a lot of photos. So before I get into the Nabla palette, I do want to just talk to you about this pro palette. This is a pro palette, nothing fancy, from Viseart. I believe this is volume 1. I really am starting to like this palette. I've just started using it in the last couple of eye looks, and I think we can make a really pretty kind of fall look with just these. There's a pretty orange shade in here and these beautiful browns, and you can deepen it with the black. There's gray and like some taupey shades. These are chef's kiss. These blend like a dream. Like you put them on and it's just they like blend themselves. So beautiful for mattes. If you are a matte girl and you want a great neutral matte formula that's going to blend really easy, especially if you have older aging eyes like I do, where you have extra wrinkly skin on your eyes, you will like these mattes. These are made for you. Excellent pigmentation, easy to blend. No shimmers in here, just matte. All right, so I just wanted to point that out, as well as point out that I really love this. It's a beautiful, it's a little bit of a darker nude that I don't know if you guys have tried the Too Faced Melted Mattes. Usually they sell them in a 3-pack for the holidays. I got the 3-pack last year. This was like the fall one that they released, and I think they do have a holiday one with all 3 of them coming out. I'll link that below for you as well if I can find it. All right, so let's get to the Nabla Cutie palette. I got this in a Trend Mood box, and as you can see, it's got a mix of formulas here. Now we used all of these shades. The only shade I didn't use is Noise, and Noise is a beautiful dark bronze shade, so we did not use that shade, but we did use Dark Room next to it, so you can see the difference there between Dark Room and Noise. So there's the two. So Noise has glitter in it, and this is still like a satin. This isn't really like a matte. It's like a creamy finish. Really beautiful. The star in here, though, is this shade, Overexposed. And actually, I got 35 mil on my hands, too. So these 2 shades, so beautiful. There's a little brown in there still because I don't have anything to wipe it off. But look at that overexposed and 35 mil. So this is 35 mil. This is overexposed. This is one of my favorite like foiled colors to use for the fall because it's got a champagne peach shift, coral a little. So pretty. And then we do have 2 other mattes in here. We have Contact Sheet and Camera Roll. So I'm using 2 different fingers. Contact Sheet and Camera Roll. So that is the full swatches for the Nabla Cutie palette. Really great fall palette, guys. And Nabla, I think, is made in Italy. Quality is good on this. I would say this is worth your money. They have a pretty good price point. It's not like the best I've ever used. Like their matte formula is good, but it's not the best I've ever used. Like for sure the Viseart mattes are much, much better. And I have had some like indie brands recently I've used where the mattes just blend like butter. But I will say their formula for the shimmers, beautiful. And overall you can really create, oh, just got some of it right on my forehead. You can create some absolutely beautiful looks. I need to wash my fingers. So I am going to clean up. I will have everything linked below. Thanks for joining me on this little bit chilly day. It's about 65 degrees outside. We're getting up to about 70. And so we'll be going pumpkin picking. If you want to see that adventure, then head over to my Southern Yankee channel. And if you just are here for the beauty, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.